Today we're talking about one of the most legendary automotive companies in American history, Ford Motor Company, a company that started by building affordable work trucks for hardworking Americans, but later went on to create muscle cars that ruled the streets, off-road beasts that conquered deserts, and even supercars capable of taking on Ferrari. But here's the wildest part. Every Ford vehicle was built for a completely different kind of person. Some were made for hardworking blue-collar workers, some for middle-class families, and some for wealthy speed addicts willing to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. Today we're climbing through the 7 levels of Ford, and with every level, the vehicles get faster, more expensive, and absolutely crazier than the last. Level 1. Ford F1. Right after World War II, America was rebuilding fast. Factories reopened, construction projects exploded everywhere, farmers needed stronger and more dependable vehicles, and Ford saw the perfect opportunity. So in 1948, they introduced the Ford F1 pickup truck. Now this truck wasn't luxurious, it wasn't flashy, and it definitely wasn't fast, but it was tough. And back then, toughness mattered more than anything else. The truck produced around 95 horsepower, which was impressive for its time. But the biggest reason people loved it was reliability. Workers could drive this thing all day through rough roads, muddy farms, and construction sites without worrying much about breakdowns. The starting price was around $1,300, making it affordable for hardworking Americans. Farmers used it to carry crops. Construction workers hauled heavy tools with it. Small business owners depended on it every single day. Nobody bought the F1 to show off. People bought it because their livelihood depended on it. And slowly, Ford built a reputation as a company Americans could trust, but eventually America changed. Young people wanted more than reliability. They wanted excitement. Level 2. The Ford Mustang. When Ford launched the Mustang in 1964, America went absolutely crazy. The car looked sporty, aggressive, and youthful. Long hood, low body, sharp styling, and unlike expensive European sports cars, this one was affordable. The starting price was around $2,300. That meant middle-class Americans could finally own a car that looked exciting without becoming rich, and people loved it instantly. The Mustang came with multiple engine options, including powerful V8s. Some performance versions produced over 270 horsepower, which felt incredibly fast during that era. Young drivers became obsessed with it. Movies started featuring Mustangs. Street racers modified them heavily. People didn't buy the Mustang for practicality. They bought it because it made them feel free, confident, cool, different. This wasn't transportation anymore. This was emotion. Ford had officially entered American pop culture, but Ford still wanted more power, a lot more power. Level 3. The Mustang Boss 429. By the late 1960s, America entered the muscle car war. Every car company wanted bigger engines, louder exhausts, and more horsepower, and Ford answered with the terrifying Mustang Boss 429. This thing was an absolute monster. Under the hood sat a gigantic 429 cubic inch V8 engine, producing around 375 horsepower officially, and although many people believed the real number was even higher, the car sounded aggressive, looked aggressive, and drove aggressively. This wasn't for ordinary families anymore. This car was built for speed lovers and street racing culture. Owning one instantly gave you status. People respected it and feared it at the same time. But then disaster hit the muscle car world. Fuel prices exploded during the oil crisis, and suddenly, giant V8 muscle cars became expensive to own and maintain. Ford realized it had to adapt fast. Level 4. The Ford Taurus. The car that saved Ford. Now, this car may not seem exciting today, but it helped Ford survive one of its toughest periods. The Ford Taurus was designed for families and middle-class Americans. Instead of raw speed, Ford focused on comfort, practicality, reliability, and affordability. Depending on the trim, horsepower ranged from around 90 to over 200 horsepower. The Taurus became incredibly popular because it solved everyday problems. Families trusted it. Taxi companies used it heavily. Police departments relied on Ford sedans for years. People bought the Taurus because it worked. It was comfortable, dependable, easy to live with. And during that era, that's exactly what Americans needed. But eventually, the internet era arrived, and Ford was about to become wild again. Level 5. The Off-Road King. Ford F-150 Raptor. When people first saw the Ford Raptor, they immediately knew this wasn't a normal truck. Huge tires, wide body, massive suspension. This thing looked dangerous. Ford built the Raptor specifically for off-road domination. Early versions produced around 411 horsepower from a massive V8 engine. Later models became even more powerful with twin-turbo EcoBoost engines. This truck could jump sand dunes, climb mountains, and destroy rough terrain effortlessly, and YouTube made it legendary. Videos of Raptors flying through deserts went viral everywhere. Rich people bought Raptors for fun. Adventure lovers bought them for performance. YouTubers loved them because they looked insane on camera. Most owners never even used the truck's full capability. They bought it because it made them feel unstoppable. And Ford understood something important. Emotion sells better than logic. Level 6. The Electric Shock. The Ford F-150 Lightning. When electric vehicles started taking over the industry, many people believed old companies like Ford would struggle to survive. New EV brands were dominating the headlines, and critics kept asking one question: could a company famous for gasoline trucks really compete in the electric future? Then Ford shocked everyone with the F-150 Lightning, a fully electric version of America's best-selling truck. At first, many people laughed. They thought truck owners would never accept an electric pickup. But Ford had done its homework. The most powerful versions produced up to 580 horsepower and delivered instant electric torque. That meant incredible acceleration despite its size. But the most impressive feature wasn't speed, it was practicality. During a power outage, the Lightning could provide electricity to an entire home. Suddenly, this wasn't just a truck, it was a mobile power station. Families loved it. Contractors could run tools directly from it. Technology enthusiasts loved the futuristic features, and traditional truck owners appreciated the fact that it could still tow, haul, and work like a real F-150. The Lightning proved one important thing: Ford wasn't afraid of the future, it was ready for it. And just when people thought Ford couldn't surprise them anymore, the company revealed its ultimate machine. Level 7. The Millionaire Machine. The Ford GT. Nobody expected Ford to build a car like the GT. After all, Ford was known for trucks, muscle cars, and family vehicles. Supercars belonged to Ferrari and Lamborghini. Then Ford unveiled the GT and stunned the automotive world. This wasn't just another sports car. It was Ford proving that it could compete with the best manufacturers on the planet. The design looked futuristic, carbon fiber construction, extreme aerodynamics, and a twin-turbo engine producing around 647 horsepower. The top speed exceeded 200 miles per hour, placing it among the world's elite supercars. But people didn't want the GT only because it was fast. They wanted it because of what it represented: Ford's legendary racing history, its famous rivalry against Ferrari, and decades of automotive innovation. Production numbers were limited, making the car extremely rare. Collectors and millionaires rushed to buy one. The price reached hundreds of thousands of dollars, yet demand remained incredibly high. The Ford GT proved something remarkable. A company that started by building affordable work trucks for ordinary Americans had evolved into a brand capable of creating a world-class supercar. And that's why the Ford GT remains one of the greatest vehicles Ford has ever built. So now tell me, which Ford level impressed you the most? Was it the hard-working Ford F1, the legendary Mustang, the insane Raptor, the revolutionary F-150 Lightning, or the incredible Ford GT? Drop your answer in the comments below because I'd love to know which one is your favorite. And if you enjoyed this journey through the 7 levels of Ford, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next automotive story. We have many more legendary car brands, insane vehicles, and incredible automotive histories coming up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.